Hello, Freedom Family. I hope you're doing great. Now, you might already know that there is a big push towards a cashless society, digital IDs, digital currencies, CBDCs. I'm sure you've heard things about this and you probably know the dangers of it. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. We can stop this. It's pretty simple, actually. Remember when the mandates came in? And looking back, we all know that if we had all said no at the same time and had confidence that our neighbours were saying no as well, it all would have ended. So I just want to remind you of that. When this is implemented, I want to remind you that I'm saying no. Everyone watching this video is saying no, and a lot of other people are saying no too. And just have that confidence. If we all say no at the same time, it all ends. We learnt our lesson. We're not going to do it again. Okay, but anyway, in my opinion, they are going to try to bring in digital IDs and digital currencies. I don't think we can stop them trying, but we can definitely avoid them from being able to succeed. Just because someone tries does not mean they'll succeed. Now, if you don't already know, the dangers of a digital currency is that whoever's in control of it will have complete knowledge over everything that you do with your money. And if for whatever reason they don't like what you're doing or saying online or saying in private, kind of like how Trudeau didn't like people donating to the truckies and he froze their bank accounts. Yes, that's the kind of control that they will have over you if digital currencies are successful, but they're not going to be successful. But there may be an interim time where we are going to need to prepare for this time so that we can say no. Because what if you want to refuse all the digital stuff, but you can't go shopping and you can't work? What will you do? So I think it's important that we start to think about these things and we start to talk about it with our close friends and family to at least prepare, even just mentally, for what might happen. So I just have some tips, and I'm going to preface this by saying I am not an expert on money or on bartering or on the end of the world. I am not an expert on any of those things, but these tips are just pretty logical. So I'm going to share them with you anyway, and I think it might make sense to you as well. Now, not everyone has money, but if you do, maybe buying gold and silver in small coin sizes is a good idea for bartering. I have some. I don't know. I've never lived through this time, but these things often don't really go down in value, so there's not really much to lose. I think I'm using words like I think and stuff because I don't want to say anything I'm not allowed to say. But also, how about you think about growing something that is good for bartering? So choose one vegetable or one animal or one thing that you can specialize in that you think will be good for bartering. So chickens or a particular vegetable. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you know what I mean. Find something and specialize on it, something that everyone's going to want to barter. And maybe you can also stock up on items like tobacco or alcohol or even make alcohol. So choose something that you're going to have a lot of so that you can barter with it. Now, at the end of the day, if it's something that doesn't go off, then you're not going to lose by investing a bit of money into a product that might be good for bartering. It's kind of one of those things that you have, but you hope you don't have to use. And if you have to use it and you've got it, you're going to be really grateful. And if you don't have to use it, it doesn't matter because you can use it slowly or sell it anyway. So have a think about those things. Network locally with people who are already doing these things, who are already growing vegetables or planting things or working with radios or doing something like that. Ask them if you can learn from them in exchange for helping them. So learn a trade or a skill that might help you withstand tyranny, because at the end of the day, if this digital stuff comes in and we need to say no, there's going to be a period of time that's going to be difficult where there might be shortages of food, electricity, things like that. So the more we can prepare for that, the better, right? It can't be a bad thing. So everyday tips, and this is all on the website, so I'll put the link in the description for all of this. But everyday tips is use cash as much as you can. Obviously, this isn't going to stop the tyranny of globalism and Agenda 2030, but it does show them ahead of time how many people are willing to let go of some conveniences to make a point. And I think that's really important. Delete all your payment apps off your phone. So any digital cards or any Apple Pay or any of that, delete that off your phone. You've got to get used to some inconveniences. Sorry, I get it. It's super convenient because you don't have to carry a wallet. I mean, I remember At one time I had an Apple Watch with my card and my phone had the card and I could leave the house without a handbag and it was great. But you just can't do it, okay? Let go of those conveniences, because it's convenience that's going to get us in the end, I'm telling you. So the last everyday tip is talk about it. Talk about it with people. The money issue is actually a really easy conversation to have with average people who don't talk about any of this stuff. Trust me, I know, because people have told me. So follow the link in the description. All these tips are written down. But remember, the last point I have is that they can try. It does not mean they're going to succeed. Because guess what? We are ready. I say bring it on. Bring it on. The best thing that could happen to our community at this point is for them to tighten the ropes a little bit, because then we will come out and we'll be so united and we'll be so fierce and we'll be so strong that nothing will be able to stop us. So don't be afraid. They're gonna try, but we're gonna beat them. I have total faith. I've been traveling Europe. I've been meeting all these freedom lovers. I know we've got this. So don't be afraid, but prepare.